So, welcome to the Intention Masterclass, an exclusive masterclass just for the members inside of this membership, which I have so many plans for this year for us in this group. And thank you, Hiral, for being here. I value your presence so much. It makes me so happy that you're here. And for anyone who is watching this on the replay, and obviously this will be something that will be available to watch whenever inside of the membership. Hello to you too. It doesn't really matter. Quantum field is such as you hear me right now, it's still in live time. So it doesn't matter if this is today, the day where I'm here in the room, or if it's today, 2 years where you decided to come into this membership and then you decided to watch this thing. Because I think what I love about this particular masterclass is that this is the reason why you're choosing me and this membership. And I'm super excited about it. And I've been feeling all the feels actually creating this, because when I really started to contemplate, why do I do the things that I do, and why have I decided to do, like, change everything that I do, not from a place of, like, I still believe in the science, right? I believe in science and I believe in the things that I've learned, and I believe that there are things that I have learned that was wrong, and I believe that I could course correct. I believe that I get wiser every year. I believe all of these things, but there is, like, the glue between all of these things. It's like me and the way I think about these things and the message that I want the world to take away and the way that I want to inspire and impact people. And so this masterclass, it's going to be an amazing thing for me, because it's like I get to really speak about the things that I care about so much. And I really hope that in me doing so, you get inspired to think about things for yourself, because I really think that a lot of things in our life changes because of the conversations that we have and the rooms we decide to enter. And so the fact that you have chosen to be in this particular room right now, that means that you have been ready for a conversation that is maybe very different to what has been going on in the world in regards to health and fitness. And so I really do hope that this thing will explode, because I have so much that I want to talk about. And it's not just a strategy, it's so much more about it. And the strategy will work, but it will only work to the level of which you make it work. And so I really think that this masterclass is going to, like, make you feel like all the feels, because I felt all the feels creating this. And so I'm just going to, like, dive straight into it. I do want to just do the quick housekeeping beforehand. This is a 5-module masterclass. And for us doing the live program, I just want to clarify that we're doing, today is a Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Central European time. And then there's a break on the Friday because it's my travel day. And then we're going to see each other on Saturday and Sunday morning, 10:30 Central European time, or 9:30 if you're in the UK. And so those are the times, just so that we're all on the same page. If you're doing this live with me, of course, if you're watching this in a replay, it doesn't really matter. The replays for the live event right now will be hosted in a pop-up event. And if you're here with me, you know where it is, because you found me and found links through it. And it will be there, and I will have the replays in this place, because I have a feeling that at some point this will become something more, like it will become a pre-program as a entry-level thing to work with me in a way. So this will be something that I probably will sell as or it will be like a gift thing, or it will be something that I want to be able for more people to look at if they choose not to work with me inside the membership. So I will have the pop-up for that reason, but I will also add these videos into the membership where they will be available forever, because this is created for the people who have already decided to walk with me. I just want you to really know who you decided to walk with. If you work with me for a while, you know a little bit what I'm about. I think you're still going to learn more about my mind and the way I think and my heart. But if you're new to this place and you actually just took a leap of faith, or you felt like, oh, this could be cool, then I really want you to know what you're in for, and the type of group that I want this to be in, and the type of leader that I want to be. So that's about it. So obviously I booked an hour for these sessions. I tend to try to keep it that way, but sometimes I'll go under, and that's because I managed to say everything I wanted to say in the most potent way and no more. And sometimes I enter a feeling where I actually feel like I'm getting like transmissions live, where I get into like some flow state, or there is a like passion coming through me, and I will talk, and it might go over a little bit, but I'm not intending it to take all of your time. I value your time so much. But something that I will say is that it's not what it looks like that matters, it's what it is. And I say this all the time these days, and I will say it in so many different contexts over the next few days, because it's not really about how much time we spend together in these calls. It's really about the potency of them and your ability to stretch your mind in these calls and what you take away from them. So if you have a breakthrough, make sure that you write it down, because that means that you received something and it's really, really valuable to you. And if you didn't receive something, well, trust that you were still supposed to hear it, because you've already heard it and it was something that needed to be cemented deeper. And another thing that I think is very important, the way that I do any of my programs, of course, unless I use science to back what I say up, is that sometimes I will give you my perspective of things. And my only wish for people that come into my world is for them to get to know themselves better, which means that sometimes I will say something where you go and it feels like you remember something from the past, and it's like, I've known this so deep within my core, it's just that I forgot about it, and now I remember, and so I remember who I was. Or it will be something that I say where you go, I don't actually resonate with this so well, and I now also know myself more because I have a contrasting opinion. And so my only goal for all of the things that I ever say, unless it's science, because science is science and I'm not God, is for you to learn, and for you to decide who you want to be, decide what works for you, and decide what not works for you. And the rest you get to just leave, and you get to contribute. And so I think this is the housekeeping for today. Of course, if you want to chat with me, or if you want to leave comments, I will always be reading comments, and I like engagement as I say something. So if there is something that you're experiencing, or if you have any questions, or if there's anything that I say that you feel is like, oh my God, that was so potent, and it like it just like stuck you like lightning in your heart, and you go, oh my God, that thing I remember, like the feeling of like, I remember this wisdom, then like please share it and let us like amplify it, and it can just be a really fun thing. So why intention? Like, I loved when this came to me. Like, I like to play with words a lot, and I like to look at meaning of things. So I'll often find myself in the dictionary looking up like, what's the meaning of this? What's the, like, I always write something and I'm like, what is the meaning of this word? And I can really geek out, and then what's meaning behind that word and that word. But I wanted to play with the word intention, partly because it's a new year where we're setting intentions for the 2024 year, which can really determine what you'll in a year's time will be able to look back at and say, I did that because my intention was this. And so obviously you, Hiral, is in the resolution with me, which is a lot about intention and alignment, and really like creating the life that you want, intentionally creating every day as if it matters, and leaving things behind that actually they're just taking life force energy, and like adding in things that feels like you're living whilst you're working towards something. And so it's a perfect time of the year for intentions to be set. This is number one why I decided to name it intention. And if you're watching this on a replay, of course, if you're interested in the resolution program, then let me know. You can also use your membership credit towards it. So if you don't know what that is and if you want to do it and whatever, just reach out. But I am closing the portal to the program. I think I said on the 19th. So in 3 days time, 4 days time, 3 days time. But the second reason why I decided with the word intention, and as you see in the branding, is also intention. It's not intention, but it's intention. Is because at the gym, we work with resistance, which creates tension. And so we're always like working with forces that we cannot see with the eye. But we can't deny the fact that we feel it when we contract and we stretch our muscles against the load. We feel the tension, we feel there's forces and we can't see them, but we feel them. And so now that we're resisting these forces, we're in tension. And then the third one is that we will sometimes feel tension in our bodies, like a discomfort of sorts. And this is what I call like a mind-body tension, where the mind is telling us one thing, but our body is telling us something else. Sometimes I call this dissonance. It really feels like there is tension. There's not a clear energy in our body, so it feels strange and it's uncomfortable. And sometimes this intention, this dissonance, is a great thing, and sometimes it's not. And I really believe that it's our job to develop a sense of self-awareness and an emotional maturity to know the difference and then to act with intention. So that's a lot of intention, and I'll spin on the word a lot more. But in this masterclass, I really want to teach you some of the things that I know will help you become exceptional in intentionality. And this will help you in the gym, it will help you at work, it will help you in your relationships. And my intention when I work with anyone in any capacity for any duration of time, for me, it really is all one thing. So if we can learn to be intentional and to really take that to the next level, it really doesn't matter what goals we set, because it's the energy in that word that will change the way that we do things. So it's not always what you do, but it's how you do things that will change the way for you. And so I really honestly think if you are intentional from coming to this masterclass, doing the whole thing, where your intention really is to come to every live call and be undistracted, or if you can't be here with me live, of course, having the intentionality as if you're watching it live, where it's like, this is a once in a lifetime feeling. I've got to be there. I got to be present, because what if I cannot watch this? I want you to come with the intention that you'll contemplate the things that I'll share. If you have the intention to share your breakthroughs as they come in, if you can have the intention to apply what you're learning about yourself and about the world, at least in one thing, if you have the intention, like, maybe I'll try this with one thing. And maybe if you have this level of intention, like intentionality for 5 days, I can promise you that you don't walk out the same way as you're walking into this masterclass. If you really give yourself the gift of intentionality, things can change in a very, very quick time. So let's dive in. I actually wanted to start with one thing. You might recognize it, but I want to read you a post that I wrote last year. So let me just bring it up. Okay, so this one I wrote, I think it was in November, maybe December last year. So it's quite recent. What a precious gift in life to have stumbled across weightlifting some 15 or so years ago. It's something I get to enjoy for the rest of my life, to improve the quality of my human experience, physically, mentally, and emotionally. it's very hard to explain to people who don't train. Almost it's like a secret club with a secret language. But to those who know, you know what I'm talking about. How good it feels to use your body, to make it work, to stretch and contract against the resistance. So I may not look forward to every session, but I will continue to enjoy weightlifting for the rest of my life. There is so much I can say about this post. For me, as it came through, it felt like a love letter. And for me, like, the gym has been something that has been so consistent and stable in my life. Even when I traveled the world or moved overseas, before I had ever been in love and after I've been through a very bad heartbreak, when I hated my body for what it looked like, and since I fell in love with it, before I could do all the things that I could do today, and now that I know that there are so many things that I cannot do, like, it's been there when I thought it was fun, and it's been there when I dreaded every session. And so the gym really isn't what it looks like. It is what it is. And sometimes the meaning of that thing changes as we change the meaning of it. And I thought about it and I wrote this post, and I had at least 15 years of hindsight experiences as I wrote this post. And the whole journey has been a crazy ride. From buying, I still have one of them, my very first pair of 5 kilo dumbbells, and I had a Bosu ball, and I downloaded a P90X videos on Pirate Bay. That was like my entry to training in my bedroom, to a man screaming and like being overly excited and doing everything with 5 kilos. And I remember the first day when I walked into a gym after having no idea what I was doing. And I was being super scared about the grunting men who were wearing tank tops, and like I saw veins on their arms, and I was like, what is this place? I don't know. And then I went straight to the corner where the abduction machine was, you know, when you spread your legs, because that's what all I thought was that was important. And I would go straight to that place and I would sit there and then I would do my thing and I would just leave. I remember it so well. And I remember falling into group training trap, because when I didn't know what I was doing, I was like, okay, I'll go to for group trainings. And I ended up being in the trap there. But then I realized that this is not where I'm supposed to be. There's like the gym, there is something calling me there. So I had my first personal trainer helping me. And then I fell in love with getting stronger. When I didn't see the changes in my body initially, I really saw how strong I became. So I remember getting my first 10 kilo dumbbells up on in a dumbbell press. And I was like, I had never been more proud of myself as when those went up, because the weeks before I failed and I failed and I failed. And I was just thinking, when I get to that place, I'll feel so good. And then I thought, well, when I'm at that place, my body will be like amazing. And I'm like, no, so that things happened before things happened. But I started to really enjoy the process, because as I got stronger, I started to believe more in my capability. I started to see that there's progress in things, and I enjoyed the feeling of progress and growth. But then I ended up in a trap where I was having the most destructive sessions, where I started punishing myself after night binging. And I would go to the gym and I would purge at the gym, training for hours on end just to like make up for that pizza I had in the evening before. And after that, I became a personal trainer. And I was like, oh my God, now I can also make money doing this. But it was a crazy experience. And then I realized I'm now a personal trainer, but I'm not good at it. So I need to invest money to become good at it. And then I needed to have clients that would teach me, like, that I got to practice with, and they were amazing, and I had the best of the times. And so I already was having mentors and like buying knowledge as I was having experience, and those two together like enabled me so much. And then I had this most hardcore and fun workplace that killed my soul, but it skyrocketed my expertise, and I got to train hard with colleagues and friends. And then I got to use the gym, and I became like this hardcore dedicated, like not skipping a single detail, because I was now committed to bodybuilding. And then all of a sudden, I lost all the joy for training. I had no goals. I had no aspiration. I didn't know, like, nothing felt good anymore. And so I lost all the joy, and I just had to go and stick to it, because I was like, and now I just got to do it. And I think I thank a lot having clients at the time, because then it was like, well, I can't be a personal trainer who doesn't train. But I had to drag myself to every session, and it was a pride thing, and it was like, well, I can't be the person not walking the talk. And then eventually I got the spark back, and it was like, oh, when you get like the butterflies again, it's like, oh. And now I wanted to go, and then eventually I got more PBs. Now it became more fun, and I had milestones. It became more fun. And then I spent some time prepping myself and prepping my clients for photo shoots. And that was fun and hard and fun. And then I found ways to get head over heels in my body, not for what it looked like, but for what it was capable of. So now it was like, I don't need to do this to look good. I just need to do this to feel good. Changed everything for me when the order of importance changed, because looking good is still important to me. So it's a lie to say that I don't care, but I don't care more than feeling good. So now there's a hierarchy that shift, and that changed everything for my relationship to the gym, because now I don't do it to look anything. It just happens because I want to feel good. So that changed things. And then I started to go, how can I challenge myself in different ways? So I've tried different types of competitions in fitness, and I've sucked at many of them. And I thought, that's cool. And then I look at other people and I think, wow, these people are so dedicated to this sport of theirs, and it's so inspiring to see people work hard for something that they want to be good at. And I think we really look at other people and think, wow, you must really love everything. You must love going up at 4 a.m. to go to swimming. You must love it so much. And it's like, no, but they do it anyway. And so I wanted to share this journey, because this has really been my relationship to the gym for the past 15 years. It's been a freaking roller coaster. And it has really been like the ocean. Sometimes it has been up, sometimes it has really gone down. Sometimes it felt really stormy. Sometimes it was really calm, where I really had no goals. I just did things and it was kind of cruisy. And sometimes it was really, I decided to be a tsunami, and I didn't care what was coming in my way. And they would be like, and so I I'm so excited about sharing this masterclass with you, because my intention with this is for you to learn how to surf the ocean and to not depend on the tides. And right now we are at the beginning of the year, and we do have this high tide energy for health and fitness. Like, it's an undeniable thing, because if you have been a member of the gym, then you know that there's an influx of people and it's a crazy town. And for someone who's been very consistent, you might go, well, that's annoying because now things are taken. And it's like, yes. And then if you haven't gone to the gym for a while, you go, wow, there's so many people. And then you stick with it for a while, and you'll see and you'll notice that the tide goes down and the people go away again. And my intention really is for us to be able to be excellent surfers regardless of the tide. So we're unaffected by the tide. We know how to surf the ocean for what it is, and take it for what it is, not just what it looks like. But I want us to use this tide that we're currently feeling to build some momentum. I want us to practice how we surf when the conditions feels good, like when the motivations run high. What do we do to our time? How do we prioritize things? What do we say to ourselves? What are some of the things that now feel super important that didn't feel so important 3 months ago? And so we want to use this time of the year to just really feel in and use other people's energy, because there is we can't deny the fact that there is a universal energy of motivation at this time of the year. And so I actually really enjoy January, and I love the resolutions because the intentions are so pure. It's like a child's heart. It's like, I want peace for the world. And it's like, and I want to have all the Christmas gifts next year. And it was Christmas yesterday, and now I'm going to be the best child for the rest of the year, because I just know that if I can do that, I'll be getting all the Christmas gifts and more. Like I'll get double. And so we want to savor this feeling and just know that we can nourish this feeling. And I think to give you the analogy, if I would be your surf teacher, I wouldn't just take you out on the deep before you nail the basics. So sometimes we got to stay on the shore and do the dry sand paddling. This is how we get out, and then we got to learn how to jump up so we can squat stand. And once we've done that a few times, and we know like this is where the feet are supposed to land, now we go into the water and we go to the shallow and we practice in the shallow. But we got to know that there will come a time that all the things that we do now in the shallow and on the beach is for you to know and trust yourself to feel safe on the ocean, whatever the condition it has. And if you become really amazing at surfing, you'll be the crazy person who will do those 15-meter waves. You'll be the one on top of the tsunami because of your own self-confidence and your own self-trust. And so it doesn't really matter where you're at, because where we're starting now is always perfect. And sometimes we disregard the fact that the basics are too basic. But the fact is that the basics are never too basic, because it's the thing that will build the foundation for the big waves. So a lot of people are so eager to jump into the advanced stuff, or like, I want out on the big ocean now, like get me those big waves. And then once they're out there on the big waves, and I've done surfing classes in the past, and you go, I don't want to do the big waves. Like, put me back in the shallow. Like, and it's like a wave is like still only 10 centimeters. You go like, oh my God, this was a big one. And you felt like, you get you just realize that, oh my God, I am still just a chicken nugget. And I need to get so much more confident at the basics of life. But when we start to trust, and we really start to cement everything in our trust and in our nervous system, then we are going to have to go, how can I lead myself out to the ocean? Because at some point the teacher won't push the surfboard anymore. At some point you're going to have to paddle and really feel when that wave is starting to pull the surfboard. And that takes time and practice and intentionality. And so I am very excited for this. But you got to be intentional to accept that you need to accept that there is water, and you need to accept that the water is going to change. And there will come a time that once you've accepted that, and you still said, I'm going to be the best surfer I can be, then there will be a time when you become an excellent surfer. And if you do accept the assignment to become the most excellent surfer, the thing that's going to happen is that you're no longer just surfing the board, you are the surfer. And then you become one with the water. So the surfer, like if you were to look at interviews and stuff with people who are excellent at what they do, even the Formula One drivers, it's like, they're not thinking I am driving the car. It's like, I am the car. It's me and the vehicle, it's me and the road. And so once we start to become really good at something, we merge together with a thing. And this is what I want for us, to really start to see that we're merging into the things. And I've been talking loads about surfing the ocean, but all of this goes for the gym as well. It's like if you start to really see that you're going to be the most excellent weightlifter, eventually it won't be just the thing that you come to practice to do something. It's not just a thing that you count the rep and then you leave. Eventually you'll see that you'll become one with the barbell. You will experience yourself with the barbell for the whole duration, and then you walk away and you'll have a different connection to something else. But I want us to really start to see that this is about intentionality. Can I really become so intentional about the things that I'm doing that my experience of the thing that I'm doing changes, and my life will become better for that reason? And so I want to give you something to contemplate before tomorrow. And I want you to contemplate what the gym and what strength training has meant for you up until now. And even like if it has changed, what does it mean for you right now? So contemplate what the gym and strength training has meant for you and what it's meaning right now. And I would like for you to also stretch and expand this a little bit. And I want you to really think about all the things that the gym and the strength training could be for you if you really thought about it. Because remember, things aren't just what they look like. They are what they are because we give the meaning to the things. And if you want to do it, please contemplate. And if you want to share it, I would love to read what your contemplations are. It doesn't really matter, and this is important because sometimes when we do things, we start to look and we start to compare, and comparison gives us like no joy in this life. Because if you compare yourself to, say, me, who has been doing things for 15 years, and I tell you, well, this is what the gym means for me, this is what strength training means for me, you disregard the fact that you have your own unique timeline, you have your own unique experience, and that's perfect for where you're at. And so we want to, when we share, remove the thought of like someone does a better contemplation, or someone, oh my God, someone's experience of the gym is so much better than mine, and that now makes me feel bad about my experience. So what's the point? Like this is not at all what we want to have here. We want to have an honest contemplation, because the honest contemplations helps us move forward. So it doesn't really matter if you've just started out or if you're a veteran. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't give you cookie points, because we don't really get cookie points for the past. Really, like we want to have cookie points for the past, but in reality, the only thing that matters is the thing that we're doing now, the decisions I make from today. So if you're watching this and you have not gone to the gym for time, and this is like, I used to do it regularly and now I lost it, and now I feel bad about it. It's like, doesn't matter, because the fact is that your choice today is the only thing that matters. Of course, consistency will oftentimes get you a lot further in life. Of course, because it's the thing that we do most often that will drive most of the results. But I want you to stretch yourself to go, you get to make a decision today to change your life forever. And it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you've done, it doesn't matter what you've not done. You still get today to choose the course of for the rest of your life. And we get to do that every day. And it's so important, because we sit in the same boat when I say that. Today is the only day that matter. And so today is the only day that matter, because today is the only day we can take action in. So I want you to enjoy contemplating the gym and the strength training. And if there is only shit that comes up, let it be shit, and set the intention to change that. And if it's great, well, maybe set some intentions to keep it that way. And this is it for today's module. It's a short one, but if you want to if you have any questions, or if you want to share something, please come and just unmute yourself. Yeah. No, we're good. Okay, so that is it. I'm gonna press stop. I will see you tomorrow in the number 2. I am crazy excited about module number 2. I hope that this is just going to spark some thinking for you. And oh my God, I'm so red. I was so cold. It's been -13, and now I've had a duvet thing on, and now I'm so red and glossy. So I'm gonna go and take a shower. But thank you so much, Hira, for being here, and I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.